not counting as yet. And that's the only St. Mary's seat we really have a keen interest in. And Floyd?
Well, I was hearing some rumblings about Western St. Mary's, so I don't know what.
We have Manchester Northwestern on the screen.
There.
That's Michael Phillips, 67-59, and the JLP is Young up against him with 44-47.
Did we do Trelawney North recently?
No.
36 of 135 boxes counted. Tova Hamilton, 1,884. Victor Wright, 1,575. And independent, Genevieve Dawkins, 15.
Clarendon Northwestern we have on screen.
75. And independent, Genevieve Dawkins, 15.
Clarendon Northwestern we have on screen.
That's Richard Azan.
Yes.
What
were you expecting in terms of Azan there?
I agree now.
Asking you, Floyd, my apologies.
Okay. Well, I mean, Richard is one of, in my estimation, certainly one of the better members of parliament that we have. And I'm expecting him to come home. By the margin, I can't say, but I've spoken to individuals in the constituency leadership, and they are very much buoyed by the canvass that has been done. And I think that Richard should come home.
Now, from my knowledge of the political history of Clarendon, Northwest Clarendon has voted, certainly in recent political history, with North Clarendon. So both of them would travel together. Tracking North Clarendon at the moment, where newcomer Dwight Sibley's for the JLP is taking on Horace Daly for the PNP. Sibley's, 37 boxes of 97 counted. Sibley's is 2,083, and Horace Daly 1,644.
I'm now seeing 45 boxes. Sibley's leading with 2,697, 2,697, and Daly 2,056.
Yes, it has updated. Thanks. So that's interesting.
Again,
because
it depends on where in the constituency it's coming from, whether it's in Kellits, whether it's in Croftshill or Inantown. Very interesting to know what is where those boxes are coming in from.
So what happened in 2011 is that the JLP was able to flip Kellits. Was held by the PNP. All three divisions were held by the PNP in 2011, but they flipped Kellits in 2016, and they managed to dwindle the lead in Croftshill and in Inantown. So at the moment, Dwight Sibley's is a couple hundred of votes ahead of Horace Daly, with half of the boxes counted so far.
Okay, let's just go to a break. We come back with more results right here on Decision 2020 in just a moment. Do stay with us.
TVJ's Decision 2020.
2020, the year of the most twists and turns, and we've got you covered. Decision 2020 COVID-style coverage. From the opening of the polls across Jamaica, our teams will bring you ballot-by-ballot coverage. We'll give you the latest voters count, spiced with our experienced analysts. Which party will form the next government? TVJ's Decision 2020, we've got you covered.
It's the big one.
We are going to create the new Jamaica.
This team is ready to rescue Jamaica.
2020, the year of the most twists and turns, and we've got you covered. Decision 2020 COVID-style coverage. From the opening of the polls across Jamaica, our teams will bring you ballot-by-ballot coverage. We'll give you the latest voters count, spiced with our experienced analysts. Which party will form the next government? TVJ's Decision 2020, we've got you covered.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue.
Decision 2020 COVID-style coverage. From the opening of the polls across Jamaica, our teams will bring you ballot-by-ballot coverage. We'll give you the latest voters count, spiced with our experienced analysts. Which party will form the next government? TVJ's Decision 2020, we've got you covered.
And thank you so much for staying with us as we continue our coverage of the 2020 election in Decision 2020. So the results are now coming in thick and fast, and we are going to continue to bring them to you. There are, of course, some key seats that we're following, because in any general election in Jamaica, you have some seats that are regarded as safe for the PNP, some that are safe for the JLP, and the ones you're really watching are the ones in the middle, the so-called marginals, the battlegrounds, the swing seats. And those are the ones that me and my expert panel here are tracking for you very closely. Okay, so we have for you now Manchester South. Okay, so Manchester South, we have here Michael Stewart, I beg your pardon, of the People's National Party, 2136. Robert Chin of the Jamaica Labour Party, 2685. And we are seeing there, we're about halfway there in terms of the boxes counted.
Can we go to Northwest St. Anne? Northwest St. Anne, a seat now held by Dr. Dayton Campbell of the PNP. Northwest.
This is one of those seats, Emily, that the JLP had announced very early they were targeting.
Yeah.
And Dayton Campbell said, well, you know, if you tell a sitting MP that you're targeting his seat, what do you expect him to do? So he claims that the new voters on the list, the majority of them were enumerated. There we're having the latest numbers there, Emily, on screen.
Right, so 58 out of 127 boxes. Crystal Lee, 3,120. Dayton Campbell, 2,571. And the fly in the ointment, Peter Shand, 405.
A definite impact he's having on this contest.
Absolutely. In fact, I've considered him, quite frankly, to be the pivotal in what happens. Because clearly, being a part of the PNP, he left, he's running independent, he has his sphere of influence and what have you, and it seems to me that he's pulling votes. Yeah. Chances are he's pulling votes from both, but maybe more from Campbell at this point in time. And with the number of boxes that have been counted, this is very interesting.
They're
halfway I think we have to watch this one very carefully. Crystal Lee seems to be acquitting herself. Early days yet.
Yeah.
But of course, let's see what happens.
One of the things with this constituency is that the PNP is very strong in Brownstown.
In Brownstown.
So you have the JLP winning in many cases, Bamboo, Sturgetown, Dry Harbour, and the PNP's majority, for instance, in the 2016 election, the PNP won the Brownstown division by 748.
Right, and the JLP won the other three divisions.
Yes.
So, you know, it depends again
on where
the boxes are coming from. Generally, in this constituency, Brownstown seem to be the last to come in.
Let's go to St. Andrew East Central now.
St. Andrew East Central?
Yes, that's Peter Phillips' constituency, the leader of the opposition. And we're seeing here just a few boxes, 5 boxes so far, 105 votes for him, 263.
Can we jump back to St.
Manchester
Andrew?
Northwest, we have on screen Mikhail Phillips, I beg your pardon. He is now polling 81 votes, and we have the JLP candidate. The JLP is young with 129. Again, very early here, only 4 boxes so far counted.
Can we hop back over to Eastern St. Andrew? The last time we updated you, they'd counted 9 boxes fewer. St. Andrew Eastern. Favour Williams up against Venetia Phillips, St Andrew Eastern. At the moment, 53 of 110 boxes, Favour Williams 3,084, Venetia Phillips 2,309.
Now, this was an interesting seat again because traditionally the JLP
It's Thursday, September 3. I'm Herman Green with a special midday report, midday newscast on the general election. A special welcome if you're watching online at onespotmedia.com. Jamaicans have been coming out to make their decision for leadership in the general election. The electorate, including candidates and the two party leaders, are among those who have voted since morning. But